part 6 of a look at my comedy DVDs. Ahoy hoy everybody, and welcome to part 6 of a look at my comedy DVDs. And this will be the front half of the first shelf done. Stand-up, sketch shows, sitcoms, some films, some various other bits. Quick slurp, let's get going. We have Mock the Week, Too Hot for TV 3. I showed the second one in an earlier part 2 I think. But these are sort of extended episodes and outtakes and things like that. And very good they are too. We have Danger Marmalade at Work. So this was the sequel to Educating Marmalade, which I have also got and you will see at some point. So this was a children's sitcom based on a series of novels, I believe. But starring Charlotte Coleman as Marmalade Atkins. And theme tune by Bad Manners. And it's really good stuff. It's created and written by Andrew Davies. She's sort of a teenage tearaway, they call her. You know, so she's a naughty school child. But it's, you know, I loved it as a child and I enjoyed it a lot as an adult. Greg Davies live, The Back of My Mum's Head. He's brilliant stand-up. I mean, he's just a really funny guy, full stop. But he's just such a great storyteller, and the joy he has in telling these stories is so infectious. Highly recommend his stuff. This has got an audio commentary with Greg and Ed Gamble and all sorts of other extra stuff as well. Milton Jones on the Road live. So this is the third Milton Jones live DVD I've shown. As I said on the other two, I love Milton Jones. I find him very, very funny. I love pun comedians. I haven't shown any yet, but Tim Vine I adore. Stuart Francis, people like that. Milton Jones, genius. However, I do find that although I didn't have this problem when I saw him live, watching him live on DVD, it's almost too much. And you sort of go peaks and troughs, and you know, you just laugh constantly for 5 minutes, and then you just have to come down from that, and then it builds up again, and so on and so forth. So his live stuff is probably better in chunks. Which I did watch some of it when I was washing up. I'd watch it over a week as I was washing up, and that worked. Next is Reginald D. Hunter live, In the Midst of Crackers. So I showed one of his other live DVDs. His first one I showed earlier. This was his second one 2 years later, 2013. As I said when I talked about the first one, he is a master of his craft. He's a great storyteller. He's very funny. He doesn't mince his words. He's great with the audience. Highly recommend Reginald D. Hunter's live DVDs. Another Al Murray live DVD. This is Al Murray, the pub landlord, a beautiful British tour live at the O2. So everything I said in, I think it was the previous part about his live stand-up obviously still applies to this. He is very, very clever, very, very funny. Short version. Another Rod Gilbert. I showed the cat that looked like Nicholas Lyndhurst or whatever it was called before. This is Rod Gilbert and the award-winning mince pie. As I said, when I showed the other one, he is just so funny. He's another one who's a master at his craft. The way he gets so angry during his shows, but it's all just so very, very funny. Really good. Another Jimmy Carr. I won't go through all his titles telling a story, telling a sentence again, but this is In Concert, which I think was his second or third DVD. He's just a genius. He's so clever. You know, his humour might not be to everybody's taste, because especially his live stuff does go very dark at times, but that doesn't bother me at all. But his mind is just brilliant. Harry Hill's TV Burp Gold 3. I showed part 2 in a previous video, so yeah, this is just sort of best ofs and outtakes from TV Burp, which I love. IT Crowd version 3.0, so this is the third series of the IT Crowd. I showed the second series in a previous part. Again, this has got audio commentary for all episodes with Graham Linehan. All sorts of extra bits, deleted scenes and all sorts on that. I just love the IT Crowd. It is hilarious. That Mitchell and Webb Look Series 1. So this was their first BBC series, which I like a lot. I like Mitchell and Webb a lot. David Mitchell in particular, I'm a big fan of. It's weird. I mean, I've never seen Peep Show, for example. You know, much as I like them, that's just passed me by. And I only own this of their BBC shows, although others are available. I've just never got round to getting them. But this has sort of got their best stuff in it. Anyway, I think their first series was the best. I have a spare copy of this. As I mentioned in a previous part, there was another DVD I had a spare copy of. I ended up with 2 copies accidentally. Probably once I've done all these, I'll run a little competition to give those away. Willow's now going to cause havoc and knock everything over. This one, so this is Danny Presenter. It can't be, I've only had half a glass. Danny Baker Presents The Game, which was a Channel 4 show he presented in 1991. I think it was on Channel 4. It was made by LWT, but I think it was on Channel 4. I might be wrong. And it was basically about Sunday League football, but it sort of treated it like proper football. And, you know, commentaries on the highlights and everything. It's not really a comedy DVD. It's in with my comedy DVDs because it does make me laugh. Deliberately, because Danny Baker is just hilariously funny. So that's why it's sort of in with the comedy DVDs. But it's not. It's a sports DVD, if you like. But there's some brilliant stuff in there. You know, with the characters in the game and then Danny talking about it. It's just very funny. Lee Mack Going Out Live. So I showed a previous Lee Mack stand-up. Oh, it's behind me. Lee Mack stand-up DVD on a previous part. Various extras on here as well. As I said before, he's just wonderful stand-up, very funny guy. Julian Clary live, Lord of the Mince. Love Julian Clary. Saw him on a Sticky Moments tour years and years and years ago. So I've seen him in Panto. I just find him very, 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 very funny. And this is a great show, basically. Simon Amstel, Do Nothing Live in Annoying Packaging. So it's sort of a slim cardboard wallet with a DVD in, and then that's in an outer cardboard box that's sort of standard DVD size, so there's a lot of air in it, so it's all got a bit squashed. But anyway, Simon Amstel sort of came to fame as presenter on Pop World and then Nevermind the Buzzcocks, and he wrote his sitcom Grandma's House, and then he started doing stand-up, and he is hilarious. Very clever guy, very interesting style, but very funny. Highly recommend. Another Jimmy Carr one. This is Making People Laugh. What I've said on all the others. So this is the other Mitchell and Webb DVD I own, which is their live show, which is from around that time. You know, it's based on their BBC show. So a lot of the sketches from the BBC show, particularly from Series 1, are on here. But it's good. The first Tim Vine I'm showing you of all of his DVDs, which I have because I love Tim Vine. This is Punslinger live. So unlike Milton Jones, although Tim is also pun, maybe because he breaks it up with songs, maybe because he does his bits where he has props, and so he breaks up the style a bit more. But I don't flag with Tim. I can laugh constantly for an hour plus. Always lots of good extras on his DVDs as well. This is the Galton and Simpson Playhouse. So this is a series of 7. Yeah, 7 individual comedy playlets, I think they call them. Written by Galton and Simpson. starring various people. Quite a few of these were then subsequently made by Paul Merton for his series where he did Galton and Simpson shows. Contrary to popular belief, not all the ones he did were Tony Hancock ones. In fact, only a couple were. But this has got Car Along the Pass, starring Arthur Lowe, Mona Washburn and Anton Diffring. That was, I think, done by Paul Merton as On Pass or something like that. Basically, they're in the English countryside on a very narrow road, and these two cars meet head to head, and neither of them will move. Basically, swap you one of these for one of those. Richard Briers, which is about wife swapping, I think. Henry McGee in that one as well. Cheers. Charles Gray, Freddie Jones, Nick Courtney. Peter and Charles's long friendship is jolted by Peter's marriage plans. Don't remember that one, to be honest. Naught Provide Comfort. An airline steward whose wife has left him finds no comfort in friends. Starring Roy Kinnear, Robert Gillespie, and the voice of Alan Freeman. I don't remember much about it, but I remember it being funny because of Roy Kinnear. Variations on a theme. The Eternal Triangle can have more than one outcome. John Bird, Francis de la Tour, and Norman Chappell. So as it sounds, that was a sort of a series of what-if circumstances. I Tell You It's Burt Reynolds. A film and TV know-all goes to absurd lengths to prove his knowledge. That was done by Paul Merton as well. This version's got Leonard Rossiter, Patricia Hayes and Roy Barraclough. And then Big Deal at York City. A man attracts attention travelling home from a day at York races. Starring Warren Mitchell, Gerald Flood and Robert Durning. I don't remember that one either, to be honest. But I remember they were all good. Okay, so that is the end of part 6. A bit shorter than the other ones, but we're at the end of the shelf. Okay, apologies if this little bit looks slightly different from the other bits. I just noticed I've missed a DVD. I just left it on my pile and just didn't spot it. Blackadder's Christmas Carol. I have shown this when I did my best TV Christmas specials. I think I put this at number 1, if memory serves me correctly. I love this. This is genius. As I just said, my favourite TV Christmas special ever. Just so funny. Love it. Back to other me. Yeah, so that's the end of this part and the front half of the first shelf. So working on that basis, I reckon we've probably got 6, 12, 18, possibly up to maybe even 20 plus more parts after this. As I said before, there's a lot to go through. But I hope you're finding it interesting. Thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks. Bye.